What's up, everyone? Boost Cyber Studios here with another banger of a video. Yes, I know it's not Halloween and it's definitely not Christmas either because we're in January now, 2026. But I've been wanting to make a video about this update for quite some time now. Now, I actually made a video talking about this update before, but I ended up scrapping it because I didn't like it. But I think it's about time that I finally talk about this update before the Christmas update drops. Or whatever happens, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about, this game's Halloween update. So back in November, the Halloween update for Killing Facility 51 finally dropped. And there's a lot of stuff added in this update that I'm gonna go over. So the first thing I'm gonna go over is the new decorations around the facility map. I mean, it's nothing too much. It's just decorations. There is one new thing they added in, though. They added in a dummy 3.0. Now there's three dummies you can shoot at now just for fun. The regular dummy, the dummy 2.0, and the dummy 3.0. And the dummy 3.0 is a lot more tankier than the dummy 2.0. But yeah, that's all I gotta really talk about, the decorations and such. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the new badge weapons. The new badge weapons are pretty cool. One you get for interacting with one there's like one badge weapon you get from interacting with the 500k blue button to get the weapon badge. And then there's this dark brush that you gotta find in a hidden spot. And then there's the Halloween weapons, which are most are easy to get. Then there's ones that could be an absolute pain to get. Mainly, specifically, some of them require you to fight a certain boss, which I'll get into in a minute. Then we got the empowered golden weapons. Now, if you played Kill the City 51's last year's Halloween event, you already know that we already had the golden weapons in the game before. Before, eventually, now you can't get the badge anymore. Now, they basically came back, but there's a new variant of them now, the empowered golden weapons. And yes, I have all of them. Yes, I grinded my ass off just to get everything. Yes, I do want to bring up that I did grind my ass off just to get everything. All the Halloween weapons, all the golden weapons, really everything. Um, so that's that. Um, So I'm going to talk about the new badge weapons. They're really good. I love some of them. The empowered gold weapons are pretty cool. Even the Halloween weapons are pretty cool too. Some of them are pretty fun to use. Then there are ones that are just straight up busted. Like absolutely overpowered as hell. Like game breaking OP. The Void Hollow Mirror Eradicator is a very good example of this. And that's the hardest badge weapon to get throughout this entire event. But yeah, so that was it about the weapons. Now I'm going to be talking about the bosses. The new event, well, technically they're not new because, again, this update came out back in November. We're going to be talking about the Halloween bosses. We're going to be starting off with the easiest to the hardest. So first off is El Cascal, a mafia boss skeleton. He has a Tommy gun that he uses to shoot at you, and he can summon minions that also shoot Tommy guns at you. If you actually kill El Cascal, you get the bone Tommy gun weapon, whatever it's called. Alright, so that's El Cascal out of the way. Now we get to the Puppet Master. Um, he gets a gets a force field. Like he'll occasionally summon a force field, and he can also rain down bombs at you and such. He's also a pretty easy boss. You have the most OP weapons, so yeah. Puppet Master and El Cascar are like the easiest Halloween bosses in the entire update. I'm not even sugarcoating it. They're like the two easiest bosses throughout the entire event. Um, Next up is Possessed Commander Alice. Yes, Possessed Commander Alice is back because Commander Alice, or the Possessed Commander Alice, was actually in the Halloween event from last year. Um, but in this new version, now she makes a return. And this time, she's got some new tricks up her sleeves this time. And I'm gonna be honest, she's a lot easier than how she was in last year's Halloween event. Because even though she's not that bad in the 2024 Halloween event, she was like actually pretty challenging in the 2024 Halloween event. In the 2025 Halloween event, Possessed Commander Alice is a lot easier. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So what does she do? She can summon a force field, and she also has an ability which basically, how that works is that she would stand still and then she starts shooting like orange blasters at you and such. Now this is the part that makes her very easy. When she uses that ability, she stops moving, right? But she doesn't aim at you. Like she really stops aiming at you, to be honest. It's like I know she did that in the last Halloween event where like she would stand still and just not aim at you when she shoots the laser. But then again, she also had the other ability where she would like charge out at you in full speed and just constantly whack you with her knife and kill you just like that. Which which is why I said that 2024 version of Commander Alice was a lot more challenging. I think if this newer version of the Pacific Command, like if this newer version like at least aimed while firing at you, then yeah, she would at least be a little more challenging. But you know, that's whatever's. Then again, she's also gonna be easy anyway if you have the most overpowered weapons, obviously. Now, next up is also another so the next Halloween boss is wow, okay. The next Halloween boss is the Decayed Clover King. Yes, of a character that also made a return in the Halloween update. The Clover King. Now, if you guys actually played the St. Patrick's event, I mean, I played it because I played the older version of the game when you used to be able to play the older version of the game at the time. Clover King was an absolute painful boss to fight against. He is overpowered as hell. So, the fact that he may return in the game is pretty cool. Now, is he a painful boss just like how he was? Yes and no. Okay, he is quite bullshit too. Nowhere near as bad as his original stuff, obviously, but like, but Decay Clover King is really hard. Is a pretty powerful boss too, but like not to like the original Clover King level. Like you can still get messed up by Decay Clover King even if you have like overpowered weapons. You know, there are occasions where I ended up dying to him because even though I was using OP weapons, he still tends to beat me sometimes pretty easily too. Let's go over his abilities. So like Decay Clover King can shoot like projectiles, right? And they home at you. Like they don't miss at all. They will hit you no matter what. Then we got a second ability where he summons like rocks from the ground and they also damage you. Um oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I forgot to bring up the fact of what weapons you get when you beat these bosses. So like I already brought up like what El Casto gives you if you kill him. If you kill Puppet Master, you'll get a weapon for him called the Final Act. If you kill Possessed Commander Alice, she'll give you her gun. I think that's a weapon, right? I don't know. Oh wait, no, she doesn't use her gun. She uses like a pitchfork or something. But yeah, she'll give you like some Halloween like laser pistol gun. It's a cool good weapon. Um, Now Decay Clover King, if you kill him, he'll give you the Cacade. He'll give you a sword called the Cacade Fang, which is pretty much a copy and pasted version of the original sword that you also get if you actually kill the original Clover King. From the original St. Patrick's event. Um, it's it's a fun weapon to use. Obviously, it's a cool ass sword. Can't really complain there. Um, Next up is the Grim Reaper. Um, the Grim Reaper is a big boy. He's a pretty big boy, and he's very very tanky, like extremely tanky. And what he does is what his abilities are is that one, he has a force field as well. He also has a second ability where he can like summon like beams from the sky that damages you. Then we get his last ability where he basically no, oh yeah, that is his last ability where he just straight up teleports to you, so that's fine. And if you actually kill the Green Reaper, you get his weapon. You get his weapon, which is a scythe. That's pretty much it. Um, Now we get to the last boss, the hardest boss in the entire event. The Hollow Lord. Yes, that's right. I finally get to talk about the Hollow Lord. And this is why I brought up that getting the last Halloween weapon badges are hard. Because it requires you some of these weapon badges require you to beat the Hollow Lord in certain ways. And trust me, the Hollow Lord is a very, very, very powerful boss. He is so powerful, he will make you rage quit. You know what? I'm going to show you clips of times I rage fighting the Hollow Lord. You'll see why in a moment. Fuck! Also, what do you mean super alarm? What's up? God fucking damn. This boss, I swear, bro. This is such a shitty boss design! Or turn into a real cyborg? No, I turned into a freaking Super Saiyan. That's how I feel right now. Because this fucking piece of shit boss fight has to be the most painy ass thing in existence. Dude, that laser did not fucking touch me, bro. I swear, laser did not touch me. Oh my god, they killed him. Thank god. Fuck this fucking boss. Holy shit. Airstrike ability had to have the most bad hitbox. Are you serious? Is my screen like... Hold on. When am I gonna do this? Oh my fucking god, it's bug. I gotta actually rejoin. God fucking damn it, bro. This is bullshit. Yeah, I definitely rage a good amount of times fighting this guy multiple times. Knowing the fact that I have currently 45 or 46 kills on him right now, believe me, getting all these kills were not very interesting experience. Again, I definitely raged a good amount of times trying to beat this guy. Which again, I did. I killed him a lot, but still, even then, it was still a pretty rage-inducing boss fight. Um, Other than that, pretty cool boss actually. I'm gonna go over to his abilities in a minute. Right now actually. So, first things first, Hollow Lord has Now here's an interesting mechanic that Hollow Lord has. It depends like how many players are fighting him. If it's only one player fighting Hollow Lord, he actually kind of slows down a bit. At least in his first phase. Like in phase 1, he'll actually slow down when he's walking towards you. If there's 2 or more players, obviously he'll start moving faster. So I guess the whole point of that, I mean, it makes sense considering there is a badge you need to get where you have to solo him. I guess that's why he kind of calms down a little bit when you're fighting him alone. Now the whole point of Hollow is that he's a raid boss, which obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. He's a raid boss. Um, Now I'm going to talk about his ability. So his first ability is that he will shoot out slash projectiles from his scythe at you, and he's really good at aiming because of it. And it one shots you. Oh yeah, I also want to mention that Hollow Lord just straight up one hit kills you. Like all of his abilities kill you. His melee and any of his abilities will just straight up insta kill you. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. So I already talked about his first ability. Now we get his second ability, where he shoots out like beams from the sky. Now there's two ways he'll shoot down laser beams from the sky. He'll either shoot beams from the sky near himself, or he'll actually split them away in hopes of hitting you eventually away from a farther distance. And again, it kills you in one hit. Then we get his third ability, where he just straight up teleports to you. And then we get his last ability, where he basically blinds every player and he runs extremely fast and he just straight up wipes out the entire team pretty much. Oh, and I also want to mention that he has a second phase as well. Yes, this boss has a second phase, which makes him significantly even more busted than he already was. However, if you so happen to end up beating the Hollow Lord, like actually kill him, he'll drop it's basically his scythe as well, but it's a lot more powerful than the Grim Reaper scythe. Now we're going to talk about the badges that you actually need to get from this guy. Again, you have to beat him in certain ways in order to like progress through the Halloween event. Because there's a badge where you have to 100% the Halloween event, and you have to beat the Hollow Lord in certain ways in order to process for the event. So here's the first way to beat him. Obviously, the first way to beat the Hollow Lord is, the normal way. You and your team just completely obliterate him, and then that's it. You grab the weapon he dropped, and you get the scythe and all that. Then there's a second way of beating Hollow Lord, which basically is the same thing, except it's more time consuming, where you have to kill the Hollow Lord 3 times, and you basically get a badge that gives you access to a pretty busted weapon, which is the Hollowmere Eradicator, I think, right? Yeah, it's the It's the Hollowmere Eradicator. It's the normal version, I think, right? I don't know. There's 3 versions of the Hollowmere Eradicator. Then there's a badge where you actually have to solo the Hollow Lord, which is why I mentioned the mechanic where he actually kind of chills out when you find him alone. Kind of chills out. Kind of. He's still pretty hard even when you fight him alone. Very hard. Um, but yeah, there's a badge where you have to kill the Hollow Lord by yourself. No help for your team whatsoever. Obviously, the easy way to do this is to do private servers. I mean, it makes sense because, like, yeah. But yeah, if you kill the Hollow Lord by yourself and pick up the weapon he dropped, you will get the badge. And yeah, that's like those like the 3 badges that require you to beat the Hollow Lord in certain ways. And by the way, those clips that you saw me raging when fighting the Hollow Lord, that was during the time when I was streaming, and that was also during the time when I was still grinding the update, at least at the time. But now I finished the grind, like I finished the Golden Weapons grind, I finished the Halloween update grind. I don't have to do it. I don't really have to do it anymore. So like I'm good now. I'm pretty much done until the Christmas update drops or something. I don't know. Um, but that was the last boss to talk about, the Hollow Lord. Now, I'm gonna be talking about what's the next thing to talk about? Hold on. So I talked about the weapons. I talked about okay. I mean, there's other stuff in this update too, but I'd rather keep that a secret because the other things I could bring up about are meant to be secrets, and I think it's better to keep it that way. So that's pretty much it. Now, here's my conclusion with this update. Here are my pros and cons for this update. So, the things I love about this update are, well, obviously, pretty much everything. The weapons, the cool bosses, yes, even the Hollow Lord is a cool boss, even though he's an absolute pain. Um, uh, mm, yeah, that's about it. The only thing I don't like about this update really is how grindy it is. Cause trust me, it took me hours to get everything. So yeah. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about this update is just how grindy it was. And another thing I don't like about this update is, well, the Hollow Lord, I guess. Because he is a pretty annoying boss to really deal with. Well, actually no, he's more than annoying, but that's a raid boss for you, I guess. Um Anyways, yeah, that's really all I gotta say about this update, to be honest. I got nothing else to say. Other than this is a really amazing update. Excalibur, you did a fantastic job working your hard ass off cooking this amazing update. Now, I also want to bring up before I end this video is that this update was delayed for a good while. Because, it's a Halloween update. You expect it to come out in October, like the end of October. But this update still having to come out in November because there was delays and such. But it was definitely worth a wait for the update. Excalibur took all the time he wanted to cook a pretty good update. Oh, I forgot to bring up one more thing. The turrets, the turrets, right? The turrets that you can purchase from the Unknown shop and all that. Yeah, the turrets got like redesigns and such now, and they look a lot better to look at now. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Overall, this update is really, really good. This is a really amazing update. 9 out of 10. And the reason why it's only a 9 out of 10 because again, there's only two flaws I have with this update, but other than that, just amazing update overall. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if Excalibur actually does somehow watch this, because he actually did watch one of my videos about this game before, like not that long ago. Um, yeah, if you're watching this Excalibur, you did a pretty fantastic job with this update. Whatever you end up doing with the next updates or so, definitely keep up the good work, because this is a pretty good update. Despite the only two flaws I have with it, I think this is still a good update. Anyways, I'm Studios. Catch you all next time. Peace out, everyone.